You got to remember, when I was a kid growing up, I was the least likely to succeed at a
Wow.
school teacher.
Wow.
At a school teacher. When I was in school, he talked so bad to me, and I cussed him out. Right? I said, "You don't
Well,
tell me what I can't be or whatever." So I ended up moving this exclusive neighborhood. Right? My house was bigger than his. I had limousines, I had Mercedes, I had Lamborghinis, I had all kind of stuff. And he come out one day, he said, "Mike, can I ask you a question?" I said, "What's that?" "Well, I got my teacher friend that's going to come over. Can you come over and say hello?" And I thought about it. I said, "Well, you the same guy." I said, "I was less likely to succeed, but at least he was honorable enough to tell me, hey, man, you apologize." And, apologies accepted. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Let me read mine while you
Okay.
sign them. I'm gonna read mine.
I'm gonna just start putting them up.
Well, mine is in 3, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not greedy, but I'm hungry.
Like that's one of the biggest lies that really hurt me for a while.
I already feel like I'm sitting with somebody famous. You all right?
If your circle of people aren't holding you accountable, it's time to get a new circle.
Yeah, the Lord is just so evident and so faithful and just working in so many hearts.
It's literally an indicator of what's actually going on in my life.
All right, welcome back, family. We are here again at the Journey Podcast. I'm your host, Tamika Holness, and this time we are virtual with a very special guest, Michael Nunn. Man, Michael Nunn is a famous professional boxer. Competed from the years 1984 to 2002. Was a world champion in 2 weight classes, standing at 6'1" in middleweight, super middleweight. He's from Davenport, Iowa. Michael Nunn, man, great to meet you. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm wonderful, man. I'm even better now that I got you and Miss Ramsey on the phone.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this, man. It's a joy, man. I just want to give special thanks and thank the good Lord on Sunday.
Oh, man, that's what's up. And I also have on here Miss Angie Ramsey. She is our multicultural director here at Malone University. So, Miss Ramsey, how are you doing today?
doing great. Glad to be here with you, gentlemen.
All right, that's good. So we're going to, on the Journey Podcast, we kind of kick stuff off with your journey. This is your walk. So you kind of just leading us in the conversation of, your ups and downs, your trials and your triumphs, whatever you want to share and leading up to, your purpose for coming to Canton. So we'll get into all that. But, man, start us off to where you want to start us off at. What started your journey to becoming, the Michael Nunn?
Well, as a young kid growing up in Davenport, Iowa, back in the 70s, I used to see this world-famous guy by the name of Mr. Muhammad Ali on television saying all kind of different things, but not only talking about what he's going to do, he's done it. And he really inspired me because as a young kid growing up, I had just a single mother, let her rest in heaven. She's the greatest mother a man could ever have, and she always inspired me to be the best I could be. But like I said, as a kid growing up in the 70s, seeing Mr. Muhammad Ali, it just inspired me to want to try to box. I didn't know what I was going to be able to do, but with God's blessings and my talent, I was able to, reach the catapult of being a world champion multiple times. So I've been truly blessed, man. But, I want to give a special thanks to guys like Mr. Muhammad Ali for leading, guiding, and teaching a young black kid in America how to do something. And, me seeing him on television, always talking, but not only talking, but bagging it up.
Yeah.
What if I bag it up? So let me go on down to the gym and learn how to do it right so I can bag it up. Because, running your mouth and not bagging it up, it don't look
It
good.
don't. A lot of guys slip up like that. They talk a good game, but they're not doing a good game. Oh man, we got a little technical difficulties recording style. That's why I can't hear you. Oh man. What's up, family? Had to pause the video, so excuse the interruption. But make sure you liking the video, make sure you sharing it with your friends, and make sure you subscribing, man. The subscribe button is right below. Come on, man. Like, share, subscribe. All right? I'm back. Yeah, sorry, we had technical difficulties, man. You had cut out for a second. But yeah, take us up to speed, man. The last thing we heard was backing up your talk in the gym. That was the last thing we heard.
Well, anytime talking about you can do something, just show and prove, man. I mean, it's not about talking about it. You got to be able to, if you say something, you got to be able to not just profess it, but be able to prove it. And, hey, going to that gym, made the man I am today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time ago, but There's a lot of hard heads in that gym. So if you go down there running your mouth and you can't box, you're gonna get beat up. And that's my of prepared to do all the things I was able to do throughout my career. And you must give special thanks to people, not just myself. I look at my management team, my trainers, my family, my fans, and my friends. They gave me the motivative incentive to want to be who I am today. And it's easy for me to get on here and say things, but I've been very thankful to have good people support and ride with me because boxing is a rough sport,
Yeah.
man. I mean, I tell anybody, if you're gonna get involved in the sport, my advice to you is to train hard, pray hard, and fight hard because you're going to be able to do all those things. And plus, you're going to have to be able to get knocked down and get up and continue to fight because boxing is just such a great sport. And when you reach certain levels and you get to the top, you earned it, man, because there's nothing given. I mean, it's all earned.
Yeah.
But it's been a joy. It's been a joy. I wouldn't change nothing, man. I mean, if I had to go back and do it again, I'd do it even harder.
Talk about that, like, in life in general, we get knocked down so many different times. And you said it's not you saying like it's about how you can take some punches.
Well, it's about how you respond because one thing about this thing called life, I don't care who you are, rich, poor, in between, you're gonna have some type of difficulty you got to go through. But understand, man, that, when you get knocked down, they say as long as you look up, you're supposed to be able to get up, man. And I seen something and
As long as you look up, you're supposed to get up. I'm gonna steal that one.
Nothing wrong. The legendary great Muhammad Ali said, there's nothing wrong with getting knocked down. He said, something wrong with staying down. So that resonates in all aspects of life. Because not just boxing, in your everyday life, at home with your wife, your kids, your children, your family, every day is not going to be a perfect day. People see things and they turn it into hunky-dory and all that. But no, it's all about going through life and knowing how to navigate through the thing, being intelligent. And, we're not perfect. Only Jesus is, but go through life and you get knocked down. We learn to get back up, man. And, with our upbringing and the way we've been taught and go through. And do it with an elevated way because we can all do something stupid, go doing something stupid. The thing is, when we're doing stupid, we got to know how to get back on the right path. We can't stay on stupid street because we stay on stupid street, we know the results. So, I done done things, but, God, he pulled me back up out of that mess and got me going back on the right track. He got me realigned. So I'm thankful for that.
Man, it's crazy that you bring it up like that because, I minister myself to people around the school I teach at or work at, just in the community I live in. And one of the things that people be struggling with is how, when they're down, the Proverbs talks about, the wicked stay down in their calamity, but the righteous fall down 7 times. But so we get up. I always tell people like, hey man, like God is constantly trying to pick you up. It's not that He's like incapable of doing it. It's that are you?
He's the all-knowing God. No matter what we go through, we must just understand that. And we get knocked down. You get down for a second and you think about it, and that's why you take the standing 8 count. The standing 8 counts for a reason for you to reevaluate your thinking, to figure out what you need to do, and take your time and get back on that horse and get up and ride, man. Because life will knock you down, man. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what country you're from, what state you're from. It's just a thing called life. Everything's a process. We must go through life before it. And I look back at my life. I'm 61 years of age now, and I've been all over the world. And I was a kid when I grew up in Davenport, Iowa. Nobody but my mother and God knew I was going to be a world champion. Plus myself, because they instilled those dreams on me. But people, like I say, laughed at me. Now when they see me, they like, that dude was something special.
Right.
Man. And it's not about me something special. It's just that God gave me a talent, and I use it to the
ability. Yeah.
My own mother, his boy, just instilled toughness into me, mental toughness, strength, and always praying to God. So I followed her order because she was on this earth longer than me. So grew up in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Raised 4 years. Let my brother rest in peace. And got 2 other sisters. And she was always just like a military general in a good way. She didn't, she kicked our butts when she had to. But look, what I tell you, get out of line. I'm gonna do it.
Good discipline.
I'm looking at my mom like, you talking to me like that? I'm Golden Glove champion. She said, I bought you. Look here. She told me one day in the kitchen, I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out. And I'm like, okay. Let me go to the back door and get up out of here because he was for real. But that's what it's all about. about, man. I mean, you just having, wonderful people. There's nothing greater than family. And I tell
Yeah.
all people, they have misunderstandings with their family. Sometimes you can get along, sometimes you can't. But when you get along because, this thing called life is so short. And I would never want to say something to a family member or a close friend that you didn't really mean. You said it out of anger. And we all have a tendency to say things out of anger. When you think about it, like, well, I want to go back and apologize because you just never know how much time you got left on this thing. You go through life to grow.
Right.
Every day is not going to be a perfect day. And, you see people that want to ride with you and with them. And the ones that don't, just going about your business. As you get older, you realize that, it's going to be my friend for the right reason. Because, that's what it's always easy to have a friend involved and stuff. But sole provider of what you go through life, make other people. That's one thing that I've learned. Whatever you do, you got to accept your because it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with making a mistake. Something wrong with not trying to rectify the mistake. Because the mistake is all right, but and that's what I tell these young kids because they look at me and I say, hey, man, if I show you my police record, my record, all that, y'all be like, well, he did all that? Yeah, because I'm not saying I'm just, I had to go through obstacles to get where I'm at now. Not in the order, and I look back, life is good to me. And the most important thing, I thank God, is for my health, man, and me having my faculties after having 168 amateur fights and 62
That's a
professional
lot of
fights.
fighting.
That's like
That's a lot of fighting.
200 fights, right? I mean, when I say fights, none of them fights easy. The fights you win, they become hard because people have a tendency to forget that you got to get prepared to be able to go in the ring. You fight 12 hard rounds with a guy just as good or maybe better than you. So there's things you got to endure to be able to get to the end of the 12th round, And you want to be a champion, I mean, it teaches you how to be a champion in life, not just in boxing, just life in general. You want to be the best at whatever you do. Whatever you do, the best. It requires time, work, and just being the best. And, good people, we need good people in our life.
Yeah.
Everything starts at home, man.
Oh, it starts at home. That's a fact, man. It's that home life.
And I look back and I know, I give my mom, let her rest in heaven, man. I give her all the glory. Forget what I've done. I've done it all because of her, because it's so great to me to be the best. And then, like I said, I come from a place called Davenport, Iowa. They never had a world champion in the whole state, and I'm the one and only.
Right.
Well, they laughed at me. You know what I'm saying? When I moved to California back in 1980, October of that was damn. I got to go back. Oh, 84. Shit, like we 2024. So that's a long time, right? When I come to California, they're like, "What are you going to California for?" I'm going out there to get the proper training so I can be a world champion. And I want to give special thanks to the Texas Boxing Organization because they had faith in me and they rolled me. They got me in the best of shape because they seen the talent, but they had to direct the talent in the right direction. So I want to give special thanks to Dan Guten, let him rest in heaven, and his brother Joe and Greg and Larry, the whole Guten family. They brought me in as a family. They treated me right. I'm 3,000 miles away from home. They had me in the right structure, and I was able to not only grow but to learn and be able to learn how to deal with people. And took me to the top of the food chain. I became a world champion from their tutelage and their guidance. And you always want to give special thanks. And all my family back in Iowa, and my mother, number one, my kids, my children's mothers, and the people in the community for always supporting me. And even the people here in California, because I lived in California. I moved to California, so I got California and Iowa. So when I speak of Iowa, I speak of California because the people, whenever I fought, man, they always within hours of me performing at a place called the Reseda Country Club. I'm very partial to the spot because I got noticed there when there's only 1,500, 2,000 people. But they took me to Caesar's Palace, took me to Paris, France, Quito, Ecuador, took me around the world. But I give special thanks to those people there because they lit the fire up under Michael Nunn. You know what I'm saying? I think I might have fought there 15 times, and when I fought there, within minutes, the tickets would be gone. The people in the San Fernando Valley, when they knew Michael Nunn was fighting, boom. And I'm a young fighter, right? I mean, they had to move me along fast because of my talents and because of people wanting to see me. So they moved me, but they moved me in the right direction. And I want to give special thanks to the people in the San Fernando Valley because whenever we fought, them people would buy them tickets so fast, they needed a big arena because they would come out and support me. So you give special thanks to them
I
too as
like that,
well.
man.
And I
You
just
like
keep
throwing
that
flowers,
iron.
man. We on this podcast, man. I always want to shout out the people who have carried us, who have helped us along the way, because I feel like we live
And
in a
see,
culture where we don't give flowers to people gone till they're dead.
and it's not only that, it's just that, when people put the spotlight on you and all my friends know, they're like, Mike, you're an unusual celebrity guy. See, I grew up in the streets, so I know that, you treat people the way you want to be
Yeah.
treated. I'm not in the dog eat dog
Yep.
type of world, you know what I'm saying? And I got this and I'm gonna stand on you. No, man, because I go back to my community and I give, always
Right.
have. For 40 years I have, and that's why people in my community are like, well, hey, when he's world champion, he was the same guy. My mom always told me, no matter how much money you got, I was a millionaire once upon a time. I'm trying to get back to that
Yeah.
status, but she'd always tell me, remember, God gave it to you, he'll take it. Then always treat people the way you want to be treated. And this thing called life, it's simple. It's what we make out of it, you know what I'm saying? You don't let nobody get you off your square, whether it's man, woman, child, or whatever. You treat people the way you want to be treated. And it's really simple, man. People make life harder than what it is. And is life a struggle? Yes, it's a struggle. But guess what? We must stay true to what we're doing and just work through it because, hey, if you do your part, he'll do his, man.
Man, God always doing his part. He ain't never failed yet. He ain't lost one battle. He undefeated. So I feel you, man. Ms. Ramsey, anything you want to chime in on? I know you had some questions. Sorry, Broom.
Yeah, I just no. You talked about being from Iowa because a lot of people said they didn't even know there was any black people in Iowa, but I think it was really interesting.
And it was like a funny thing, Miss Ramsey, when I told people, they're like, where you from? I said, well, I live in Los Angeles, but I'm from Davenport, Iowa. And they like, what made you wake up and think you could be a world champion? I said, a mother and seeing a guy named Muhammad Ali, because he
Yes.
inspired me as a young, black kid growing up in the 70s, And like I said, it was funny then, but now they look at me, they're like, big as the state is, and they've had a lot of great fighters, and I'm the only world champion. And that's why I try to encourage the young kids, like I done it, you can do it. We all must have a dream. Martin Luther King told us that back in the 60s. And we all got a dream. And it's not always be a world champion. It could be a school teacher, it could be a banker, it could be a police officer, it could be whatever. But we all have a dream, and don't let nobody deter you from your dream as long as you're doing the right thing and you got the right people around you. Your dreams can come true. And, people will believe in you, but you got to give people
Reason
the
to
belief
believe. Yeah.
because
That's
we can
right.
say anything out of our mouth. We can profess, but I'm not about professing. My thing is about proving. And when I say that
Yes.
in a good fashion, not in a negative, in a good way, and tell all the young kids, look, man, if you want to do it, but it's going to require work. And understand that. It's not no easy task. I mean, now that I look back and now that I've done it, I said, well, I'd be crazy to want to box, but that's something I love to do. And I had so much energy and so much talent. And I just think that I had people like my mother, the Goosens, my cousin Marshall Jackson. There was like you thought my mom was a military general. This was my older cousin. He just passed away last year. His wife, I can get on the phone right now. She'll tell you, she used to like, Marshall, he's young. He's going to make mistakes. You was young once, but this dude here was like, he's big, strong, a country boy from Mississippi. And he come to Iowa in the 60s. I mean, worked all his life, retired from the railroad, and this dude didn't take no mess from, especially me. And he was like a father to me when he was just my cousin, but I called him my uncle. And this dude stayed on my line, man. If I get his wife on the phone, she'll say, Lord have mercy. I should tell my husband, Marshall, you was once upon a time his age. You made mistakes, but he knew I had a talent, and he didn't want to see me jack it off because he used to always tell me that, man, son, if you go ahead and just make your mind up and get in shape, these guys can't whoop you, man. He said, you need to go ahead and do something for yourself because ain't nothing out in these streets but some trouble once you
Right.
look at it. I mean, they make the fancy cars, the girls, the jewelry, and all that stuff is great. But you got to remember, they got a federal judge that's going to let you know, hey, man, you got to do 30 years. You're like, 30 years for what? Hey, man, such and such law, you broke it. And with the Constitution, it tells us we can give you this time. And not only give you this time, but we can only give you $20 a month.
Yeah.
But you got me working like a Hebrew slave. And, hey,
Yeah.
brothers out there, hey,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
true,
perfect,
though.
but look here. Hey, I'd rather be out here than there because I was there for 16 years, 6 months, and ain't nobody running no federal penitentiary. I mean, I don't care who
Right.
it is, John Gotti or whoever. You're not running that because you want to run something. They got a place called the ADX in Florence, Colorado, the most secure prison in the world. Some of the biggest drug kingpins, terrorists, gangsters, they there. And they sit in a room 23 hours a day. So what are you running? You have no control of no phone. You have no
Mm-hmm.
control of
Yeah.
nothing. The federal government got control of you and your mind because they got you locked up 23 hours a day. What you running? You better try to
Right.
run yourself,
Man.
man. 'Cause ain't no running. That's over with. So I'd rather be out in the world doing what I'm doing. I don't want to go back to jail. And I hope the
Yes.
government's listening. Hey, you guys won. I surrender, man. Hey, I like my life. I'm going to enjoy mine. You know what I'm saying? Because everything I want's out here. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
jail but hell. So, I mean, I don't tell nobody how to do nothing because, whatever you do, you're responsible for your life. You make your own choices. And one thing I can say, make your best decisions, man. But there's no place to be, man. And I don't glorify nothing about being in jail because I try to
Mm-hmm.
humor and
There's
say, hey, I
nothing good
went to jail. I
about
was
it.
60
And then
years.
nothing good about it.
There's nothing to glorify because it's only a one-sided story. You know what I'm saying? You running nothing, you're not running nothing, especially with this United States government in that federal penitentiary. And if you in jail committing crimes, you're gonna stay in jail because they'll take you out of that federal penitentiary, take you to the nearest federal courthouse, and give you some more time. You already got 30 years, so you want another 20 for what?
Yeah.
Set your
Exactly.
butt down, do your time, and try to come home. And everything I want is in society, out here with my family. I got grandkids now. It's more about just
Yeah.
me. I want them to have the best life because I had a great life, and I want my grandkids to be able to do the same thing and want to lead, teach, and guide them in the right
Yeah.
direction. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
Be the best they can be. And I always remember, just go back and read your granddaddy's story. A lot of people told me, they laughed at me, hey, man. But when they laughed, I made them cry because we turned the laugh into a cry
Man.
because when I done what I done, I mean, it was a great thing for me to be able to come back to my city and see my community give me a big old parade after I became world champion. It was great. Give me keys to the city. And you got to remember, when I was a kid growing up, I was the least likely to succeed at a
Wow.
school teacher.
Wow.
At a school teacher. When I was in school, he talked so bad to me, and I cussed him out, right? I said, you don't
Well,
tell me what I can't be or whatever. So I ended up moving this exclusive neighborhood, right? My house was bigger than his. I had limousines, I had Mercedes, I had Lamborghinis, I had all kind of stuff. And he come out one day, he said, Mike, can I ask you a question? I said, what's that? Well, I got my teacher friend that's going to come over. Can you come over and say hello? And I thought about it. I said, well, you're the same guy. I said, I was less likely to succeed, but at least he was honorable enough to tell me, hey, man, he apologized. And, apologies accepted. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And I told him I'd come over
right.
and say hello to the school
Forgiveness.
teacher. No, I forgave the school
Yeah.
teacher, man. And to this day, I just looked at him. I said, look, I was kind of rebellion, but I said, you know what? Mom told me treat people the way you want to be treated. And he only made a mistake, but I got to fault myself from the things that I was doing, the way I was living and coming to school, coming in class late and not doing my homework. So he probably had a reason to say that, but he lit a fire too. But, and I accepted his apology and, I said, hey, it's no problem, man. And we're going to put that in the back burner and not worry about it because we became neighbors. And he told me, man, he said, look, man, I just want to apologize for what I said. I said, your apology is accepted. My house was bigger than his. I had 3 or 4 cars. He had 1 car, and I had 5 cars. And I just, hey, man, you got to be careful how you talk to people, but it's okay. We got to learn to forgive, man, to be able to move on. We can't stay stuck. And it's not about no color. It's anybody, you know what I'm saying? Because I got white friends, Asian friends, Mexican friends, friends. I got friends from all over the world. And not only that, I've been all over the world. And when I travel, I want to go see how different people live and check out different
Right.
cultures because that's called education. That's learning, you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Right. I
And
have a
don't
question
know
for
one
you.
person know everything.
I have a question for you about the,
Yes, ma'am.
the belt that you just received not too long ago. I ran across an article where they had to write the wrong way they treated you. I think it was in a fight in Germany.
Well, you
Can
know
you talk
what?
about
It's so
that?
sad. Before I go there, I want to say one thing, Miss Ramsey. When I first went to Germany, I said, oh, I don't really want to go to Germany because you hear so much negative stuff about how
Mm-hmm.
Adolf Hitler was. But you got to remember, that's been so many years ago. People change. I went to Germany and not only went to Germany, beat the German dude up, won
Right.
the fight, but they didn't give me the fight.
I
And
saw
my
that.
manager, I was talking about, Dan Goosen, let him rest in heaven. This man, the lawsuit is still in existence. I can still
Wow.
press, but I'm not going to press. The reason why I'm not going to press because the organization that ran the world is called the World Boxing Council. I love them, and like they love me, and we work in cohesion together. The father died, but now the son runs the organization. I got a great relationship, and they're great people. But what his dad done, I'm in federal prison. He was, he's looking out for me while I'm in federal prison doing some things. He used to tell me, hey, champ, they gave me 24 years in the federal prison. I only done 16 years and 4 months. then they let me
It's
go
crazy.
because it just goes to show how draconian the laws are. But it's okay.
Yes.
I made a mistake, and I put myself in that position to get the time given to me. So when you get to them federal courthouses, they do what they want to do. They control everything. So it was my foolishness, and I fought myself for my mistake. But Mr. Jose Suleiman was one of the biggest guys in the world when it comes to boxing. He let him rest in heaven, a great man. This man seen me in 1984 and no, 1985 and told me he liked me so much because I was a nice looking guy and I was a slick fighter. He said, I want you to be my champion. And you're going to be my champion one day. What happened 20-some years ago, years past, I get an opportunity to fight the guy for the world championship. And you talk about, I've had 62 professional fights. I won 58 of them, lost 4, 38
That's
knockouts.
crazy.
And one thing
38
about the guy,
KOs.
look here, this is how great he is. This is how great he is. Look, I go to Germany and I fight at the Max Schmeling Arena in front of 10,000 German screaming fans. They want their guy to beat me. But after the fight, they know he didn't beat me. And my trainer told me, Joe Goose told me, hey, go out and collect your 3rd world championship. I go out there, they give it a split decision, but they give it to this guy. All the German fans is crazy. They mad. They're like, well, y'all robbed this man. We get to the press conference in Germany at the Max Schmeling Arena. There's nobody there but all the reporters from Germany. The guy can't even come to the press conference, and y'all done tucked the belt and done gave this man, and they looking like, well, hey, all beat up. He couldn't even come to the press conference. So I didn't even want to look here. I was so mad at the time. I didn't want to tell the world what I was thinking, but that was in my foolishness with my thinking. But I'm like, damn, I go over there and beat the man fair and square, and they don't give me the belt. But what happened? Mr. Jose Suleiman had told me while I was in prison. He said, champ, when you come home, we're going to award you a world. We're going to give you an honorary world light heavyweight championship belt. Because now these words come out of his mouth. He said, if I'd have been there, I'd have never let the German people screw me. You know, I was going to say another word, but we're talking, and I don't like cussing and act ignorant. Because he said, hey, they screwed you. He told me out of his own mouth, because he runs the organization. He said he would have never allotted it. He told me when I came home from federal prison that his organization would give me an honorary light heavyweight world championship belt. And when they gave it to me, it's like the happiest day of my life. It took me a while to get it because I had to do my prison sentence. When I came home, they honored their word and gave it to me and let Mr. Jose Suleiman rest in heaven forever. He was just a first-class guy. And he told me, he said, man, I'm in federal prison. Like I'm talking to y'all now, I'm in federal prison talking to Mr. Jose Suleiman. And I can tell it hurt his heart because he said if he'd have been there, he would have never allowed it that to happen. But he wasn't there, and they pulled some strings. They done some crazy things. And another thing, my manager, Mr. Dan Goosen, let him rest in heaven as well, with Mr. Jose Suleiman. He was suing them people. And like I say, the lawsuit is still in existence. But you know what? By them just, that's all I wanted was a belt. I don't need to sue you and get no money because the world's seen what I've done. And all them 10,000 German fans over there, they want me to the utmost, man. To the utmost. So I'm looking back, and a lot of good has come out of that. And I'm just thankful for Mr. Jose Suleiman and the World Boxing Council just doing the right thing. Because I'm like this here. I fight. If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. I just get my butt back in that dungeon and work a little harder. Because that's what it's all about. You go through life to grow through it. And like I say, and if you get beat, you can go back and watch the tape. But if you don't get beat, it's a burning desire in your heart just to rectify it. And it's sad. And like I said, I don't want to say nothing negative about the guy, Rachiani. He ended up dying. I come home from prison February 6, 2019. So he died sometime, I want to say, in like November or something of 18. But he died in 18. 3 months before I came home from prison, he was dead because all the time I'm in prison, that's all I want to do is get out and fight this dude one more time. Hey, look, I'm telling the Lord, get me through this 24-year prison sentence. I want to look here. Hey, I hung up for this guy, and every time I seen him fight on TV, because that was like one of my last fights, I said, I just want to fight this guy, and we don't speak ill of the dead, and that's all I want to do is get out and just obliterate this guy. But unfortunately, he died in an accident over in Germany. What happened? Him and his kid was out shopping. Him and his kid was out shopping, and a drunken driver or one of the many drivers ended up running up on the sidewalk, and he had his kid, his 2 or 3-year-old son, in his hand while he walking down the street. You see a car coming 100 miles an hour. This is what this guy was smart enough and cognizant enough to do. He didn't just hold on to his baby. He took his baby and he threw his baby out the way, and the car hit
Yeah.
him and killed him. So,
Wow.
so I can never say nothing bad about a man that saved his child's life. The kid's probably got to
Exactly.
be about maybe 7 or 8 years old now, and
Wow.
God bless the kid. But that's what the
That's the
man done.
testimony.
He
That's
took
the
his
testimony.
son. The car's coming at him 80 miles an hour, and he
Yes.
steered, and he didn't try to brace because he probably figured, well, man, I mean, the car going that fast and hitting the body is
Not
going to
gonna happen.
destroy
Yeah, it's
something.
gonna
But
happen.
he was cognizant enough to know to take his baby, his 2-year-old baby, and throw his baby
Mm.
Mm.
And the
to
baby
save his
survived.
baby's life. So, like I said, I can never say nothing ill about him. But like I said, only thing I want to do is stage a rematch with him. But unfortunately, with his demise, he
Yeah.
passed, and we're gonna leave it like that. But like I
Right.
said, I'm very thankful to WBC to give me an honorary, World Light Heavyweight Championship belt because it was weird because that was one of the belts I always wanted. It's probably the second oldest belt. I think the WBA belt might be the oldest, and then WBC number 2. But the belt is so pretty. It's money green, and
You
the
got
belt
any
is a championship belt.
belts
And I
on?
always
Can you
look,
show us some of the belts?
hey,
Can you grab
Miko,
me a bit?
Yeah.
Can you grab me your belts?
you know what? I don't have them at this house. Them at mother house in California. Look here. But what I will
Oh
do,
man.
matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the
You
belt,
put it
man, when I
Dude.
come see you guys. No, because the belt is so anonymous and it meant so much to me because
Yes.
I
You get
know
some
Mr.
tickets. You
Jose.
get some tickets for sure.
I want to see
Yeah,
that
I'll
belt. I
definitely do that.
do.
But look here, I want you to hold the belt.
I
And,
appreciate that.
I've got
I
2 or
hold
3
it.
other world championship belts. This belt is special because as a kid growing up, Mr. Muhammad Ali carried that
Yeah,
on his waist,
he,
and he always
Yes.
had that belt. And I see so many great legendary champions. I was just with the legendary Roberto Duran last night.
Yes.
Roberto Duran come over for the fight, came from Panama. He's on his way back to Panama today. I love the man because he's one of the oldest living legends in boxing right now. I think he's 74, 75 years old. A great guy. And as a young kid growing up in Davenport, I used to watch Mount of the Pairs, the Hands of Stone. I mean, destroy, destruct, and just run through everybody ever fought, man. He's the first guy to ever beat one of my favorite fighters ever, Sugar Ray Leonard. And when he beat Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray came back and beat him in the next fight. But that's what greatness is all about. Don't talk about it, get
and
to
be
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Be about it, man.
Right.
I take that same energy. Just so you know a little bit about me, I take that same energy with the faith stuff, man. I take the same energy, man. It's a lot of cats out here that I'm like, hey, man, I know we're not perfect. I know we're not always right. But, like, bro, just be about it. Just be about it.
And that's
Just be
simple,
about it.
man.
That's it. It's just that. It is what it is. Just be about it.
Well, I'm the type of guy, and not to brag on myself because I don't brag. And anybody, 90% of people tell you they like, he gonna talk about it. He gonna show you that
Yeah.
he tell you because I don't just want to profess something. I want to be able to prove it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I come from a little small community in Iowa in the Midwest. They laughed at me, Miss Ramsey. They're like, "You trying to be a world boxing champion?"
From there.
I gotta do it. I told my mom I'm gonna do it.
I'm doing
I
it.
told my kids, my family, people in the community, and hey, I just thank the good Lord up above for making it manifest into the truth. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you
So I
go.
just wasn't saying something. I professed it, but with His will and my support. Look here, when I
Yes.
say my support, people in my community, man, and my family, and people just throughout the world, my fans worldwide that support me to this day. Hey, thank God for all you wonderful people, man, and thank you guys for riding with me, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, and being on my team, But
Real.
it's always easy to get mad and do this and do
Mhm.
that. Hey, my life has been good. It ain't been bad because God has been truly good to me. And I mean, from me going to prison and getting out and put myself back in a great position. And that's why I love and enjoy working with the kids because when I look back and the Lawrence Douglases, the Fox Freeman, the
Mm-hmm.
James Drummond, all these old people back in my community told me, hey, son, you got a talent. Don't jack your talent off with this stupidness. Go do something with your talent, man. And look, and Muhammad Ali said one thing. He's become a world champion. They'll call you champ for the rest of your life.
Man.
And I'm like,
True.
and when
It's always
I'm
true.
reading it back years ago, I'm like, what are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm older, now when
Mhm.
people see me, they acknowledge me as a
Yeah.
champion. You call me Michael, but it makes you feel good. Because like I say, I'm 60-some years of age
Yeah.
now. And
Mhm.
you tell me, well, you don't look it. Well, I try to take care of myself, you know what I'm saying? I was blessed to know how to take care of my temple, try to eat right, live right, and take care of myself. So God's been good that
Mhm.
way. And, this
Yeah.
man, I've been truly blessed. And, and then get the opportunity to work with people like you guys, that makes it even better because guess what? Other people going to see it and they're like, wow, he done that. So, it's all about the grow up, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we got to
You
grow up
gotta
in this
grow
country
up.
sooner or
I
later,
speak a
man.
lot to
We must learn to
gotta grow
grow,
up.
man. And like I said, and,
Right.
Can it be lonely? They say boxing is the loneliest sport in the world. I'm gonna tell you the story, man. Look here. I used to go to training camp. Now, I used to hate to go to training camp, but after a couple of days, you get acclimated because you're up in the mountains, you're away from your girlfriend, you're away from your homies, you're away from all this and that. You can't eat pizza late at night and do other things, have sex with your girlfriend,
Right.
all kind of stuff. But when I went to training camp, not in the motor, I look back, I see the blueprint with my management team taking me away from the family because, when you at home with your old lady and your kids and you trying to prepare and get mentally prepared, it's impossible. Look, this was 30 years ago when I was doing it. Just imagine today with all the high-tech technology and your friends always want you to do something and go places. You ain't got no time to fight. Your mind is not going to be right. So I look back and I said, well, that time was worth it being away. Yeah, I miss my old lady. I miss my babies. I miss my mama, my brothers and sisters, my homies. But you know what? I'm glad that they took me and put me in the right structure to be able to do what I've done because, now, I'll be able to live like this for the rest of my life, be able to live good and be known and recognized throughout the world. My name is not just known in America. My name is well renowned. And when I go to different countries and different places and they acknowledge me, and I be like, wow, I'm just a dude from a small community in Iowa called Davenport, Iowa, but they know my name all over the world. How did that happen? There's got to be a God. It ain't nothing I done.
Nothing but the blood,
He
man.
instilled all the
That's
That's
all.
talents and
right.
stuff upon me to be able to do
That's
these
all
things.
God's power and
That's
His
right.
authority.
Listen,
Amen.
that's 1 in a million, man. And I look back and I was like, man, that's a tremendous blessing. I just thank God for allowing me to be in that position, and I want to be able to elevate it to the highest level in the right way, because we make mistakes, but a mistake is all right. Don't keep making the same mistake. Get your life right.
Right.
Because the one thing about this thing is so short, and the older you get, and you look back and you see your family passing, your friends, or people that encourage you to be the best you can be, and it's called life. And we must go through it, grow through it. But like I said, I've had so many wonderful people tell me, because I had a challenge. I'm young. I didn't know I didn't know what to do with the challenge. Those people's names that I named earlier instilled this upon me. They said, look, man, you got a talent. You can go do something ain't nobody around here ever
Right.
done. But you're young, 21, you're hard headed. I had to bump my head a couple of times, but I learned from the mistakes. And it's okay. My life, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world, man. The things that I go through, and all the stuff that I've been through. Even prison. You know what prison done for me? Prison showed me to stay out the government's way because you can't beat them. Because you got to understand one thing, even if you beat them, they got the power to change the rules and do
It
things the
changed
way they want to do
rules.
it. So I don't want to be a threat to the government, you know what I'm saying? Or nobody else. I don't be a threat to nobody, not even myself. Hey, whatever I done. Hey, I went through it, I grew through it, I overcame it, and I'm back. And hey, I just want to continue to be the best man I could
It's
possibly
only
be.
one king,
Tell all
man.
people.
We already serve him, so I'm already locked in. It's only one king, so that's
And
it.
hey, wait. And once you know that, hey, bow down and give your blessing to him and just let it
Let
be
it
like
be.
that because he's the all knowing. He's the
Yeah.
power of the power. So hey, if you
Amen.
need some help,
Talk
talk
to
to
me.
him. He knows your needs
Okay,
more
that's
so
it
than you
right
do.
there.
Hey man,
Yeah.
hey, and I tell
You
people
talking
all the time,
right.
they ask me,
Amen.
do I pray?
Yeah.
Right.
Why do you ask a man of my stature something like that, do I pray? Man, I pray hard, brother.
Yeah.
Man. And I know my mother and my grandmother and all of them, they were praying people, and my family and my friends and people that want to see you succeed because everybody don't want to see
Hey,
you
that's the
succeed in this
sad
thing
truth.
called
That's the
life.
sad truth.
And it's so sad, and I'm like this here. God is my witness. As I'm talking to you and Miss Ramsey now, strike me dead in front of the whole world. I don't care who nobody is, black, white, green, or purple. If you willing to bust your butt to be the best you can be, hey man, praise that person, man. Acknowledge and respect
Yeah.
and encourage. But it's that crab and the
Crap
bucket
buckets.
syndrome. And it's sad because
Yeah.
if I get out, I want to help you guys. And that's what I love about people in
Amen.
my community. They tell me all the time, they say, Mike, you different. That's what you mean. They say, you go all over the world, you do all this stuff, and you come back to your community. I go back to my community, and I'm like a god back there with the people. In some positive ways, and the negative stuff I used to do, I don't do that no more. So all the people back there doing whatever they're doing, they know if they're doing wrong. Y'all still on that side of the street. I'm over with these people because I don't want to see nobody go to
Yeah.
jail. But understand
Right.
one thing: if you do something and go to jail, be a man and do your time like a
Do your
man. Don't go
time.
telling on
Sit it
people, man.
down. Go
Don't go.
Yeah.
ahead and do your time.
Wait. And don't go telling on Nico. Don't go telling on me. Go to jail, do your time like a
Yeah.
man, and be a
And be a
man.
man about
Don't get in
yeah.
front of the federal judge and now you want to tell on the whole world because that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I just made my mind up. I don't need that lifestyle because God put me in a nice position to be able to still make a living, take care of myself, go anywhere in the world, do all the things I want to do. I don't need no $1 billion at 60. I mean, I just need to wake up every day and be with my old lady, be with my grandkids, and hang out with a couple friends, and I'm cool. I don't need no entourage no more. For what?
All right.
Man, you know what,
Because
Michael, man.
if I had a
Awesome.
lot of money that I was throwing away back then, I would probably be almost, I'd be at least a multi-billionaire. You know, when you're living
Yeah.
fast and you're doing things, you don't think like that because I was the type of guy when I woke up, if I want a new Mercedes or a new truck, a new Rolex watch, I'm gonna go buy it.
Go
Yeah.
My
get it.
mother, when she was living, she never woke up and had to work for nothing because whatever she wanted, I go get it for her. I said, "Mom, don't think about it. If you want it, let's just go
Yeah.
get it." Because
Yes.
without you, wouldn't be no me. And like I say,
Hmm.
you worked hard to make sure I had a mouthpiece, boxing trunks, boxing gloves, boxing trunks. You took your money you had to pay your rent with to get me to go somewhere. So I gotta
Wow.
make this. I gotta make this money
Gotta make
count,
it
man.
count.
I gotta
Yeah.
take care of my
Ooh,
mama,
that's
Let's
man,
good.
and them
That's
kids.
good.
Yeah, let's end it on
And that's
that
what it's
note.
all
Let's
about.
end it
I
on
appreciate
let's end it
guys.
on that note, man. Let's end it on the we gotta make that count, man. That's like that
Yeah.
summarizes like your story. And Miss Humphrey, any last words that
Yeah. I mean, you said so many
so many good
things. I'm
things.
so excited. Yeah, that you're
Well, no doubt
coming
about it.
to
And one thing
share.
about it, I can talk. And like I said, I don't really like to brag on
You
myself. I
can
rather have other
talk.
people talk about me. But, when you get
He's
me to
ready,
talking, Miss
first.
Ramsey, one thing about me, I'm not short when it comes to talking. And I'm sure Mike told y'all that I can talk. And then
He
when I
did.
talk, I want to talk civilized because we can always have something to be mad and sick
Yeah.
about. But let's rectify the situation. Let's make the best of the
Mm-hmm.
best, man.
And that's why
This ain't gonna last.
we're excited that you're gonna come and share with
Sure.
our
Well, no,
kids.
and I want to give special thanks to both you guys, and
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on August 23rd. I'll be there with my boots on, and I'm really
Yes.
looking forward to working with them kids, man, because it's a great
Absolutely.
joy. You know what I'm saying? To work with the kids because, like, I'm telling you guys stuff. It was people that told me the same thing, and I just want to share the wealth and share the wisdom with them, and understand one thing. And I tell kids all the time, "Oh, you got kids want to gang bang? Hey, that's what you want to do. Do it. When you go to jail, don't call me. You
Right.
call
No,
when you
They
go
get
to
the
jail.
toes back.
Wait, no, because hey, I'm not saying be perfect. I was a kid. I made 1,000,001 mistakes, but we must get on the right path. And guess what? When you keep going to jail, it's your fault. Ain't nobody else's. Because that federal judge or that state judge, when you go down there to his office, to that office in that courtroom,
Yes.
he's the boss. And whatever he says,
Rose.
9 times out of 10, you
Yeah.
should go. So get your mind right while y'all here, because when you get to jail, ain't no need you talking about, well, what you should have done, because you done been to jail 3 times. You ain't woke up. Because one thing about it, don't think these people ain't got no jails for you. They build prisons
There's
we
plenty.
don't, we
Yeah.
don't know about now. Oh, they ain't got enough room. They already got over 1 million prisons. Okay, keep on thinking that, because one thing about
Right.
this Constitution they got in America, it tells you, hey, when you go to jail, we can treat you like a slave. So slavery is still in existence when you go to jail, because you go to jail and work. Why can't you work out in society?
Exactly.
And then you free. You can go get in your own bed, get up and go when you want to. But when you get to jail, oh, that's over with.
Right.
I don't care. I know a lot of millionaires in jail.
Yeah, and they behind
Yeah.
bars.
So, it's not about that. Hey, man, be the best you can be, man, and be here to be able to help your kids, your family, your loved ones, your people in your community, and do the right thing. Because when you do that, God blesses you. When you
Yes.
sleep at night, he's going to bless you with a blessing. Just wake up. He'll bless
Well,
you.
Michael, this is my last question to you, and you can wrap it up with this one. What is it about
Yes.
Canton, man? Why did you choose to come to Canton? And you know what I'm saying, just real sweet, real quick. And then we can wrap
Well,
it up with this.
first and foremost, Miss Ramsey is a wonderful lady, and we had conversation, we had this
Mhm.
discussion, and I told you, Miss Ramsey, I said, when you get ready for me, you let me know, and
Yes.
whatever I'm doing, I will come see you. Whatever
We're
I'm
ready.
doing, I will come see you and them
We
kids. And about them kids, there's nothing greater than that, man, because them same kids, once upon a time, I was one of them kids. I want to instill number positive traits and thoughts in any kid, especially you kids with talent. Because remember one thing, we all got talent. Oh, no, we all not going to be world boxing champions. We all not going to be Michael Jordan. We all not going to be track stars. But God is still a talent upon you. You got a talent. You got to dig inside your gut and figure out what it is. And once you figure it out, it could be a gas station attendant. It could be an accountant. It could be a banker, a school teacher. It could be a lot of things. But whatever you doing, be the best you can be, because the harder you work, the luckier you get. Remember that. Because hey, the big gap in the sky, if he see you working hard, he going to honor you, man.
That's good.
Amen.
He's going to honor you.
That's a proverb,
I
man.
want to give special thanks to you,
Amen.
Miko, and Miss Ramsey. And like I said, I just want to be a man of my word and be able to come down there and just give it to the kids raw and uncut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them nothing but the truth. And guess what? Some of them might not like it.
That's
but
okay.
That's fine.
You know, yeah, because I don't want you to get in trouble. And then like, Miss Family, can you call Mike to talk to the? No, because you got a chance to rectify whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, you got a mother out there.
Gotta be quick to listen. Gotta be quick to listen.
And that's all I want
Once
you
you
to do.
listen.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna make their own
Yeah,
decision.
that's the truth. They're gonna make their own decision.
You know, be able to live whatever decision. Because they told me the same thing I'm telling them. You know, so we gotta accept what we got coming. Now, if you're doing something wrong and you get caught, just go to jail or do whatever you got to do. Accept your punishment, man.
Hey, viewers.
Amen.
This has been Michael Nunn on the Journey Podcast. We're gonna see you in person August 25th, Canton, Ohio. What time is the signing?
6 o'clock. August 23rd, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Well, I'm looking forward to being in Canton, Ohio with you guys, you wonderful people, and looking forward to seeing all them wonderful kids.
Yes.
You guys just come out and support the event, and we're gonna have a ball, and I'm gonna give it to y'all rough and uncut and unfiltered, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Amen. Can't wait to get you here.
I can't wait either, Miss Ramsey. All right, me. Hey, it's been a pleasure,
sure,
man.
This has been Tamika Holmes.
Thank you guys, man, and say a prayer for a brother, man. Because one thing about it, I accept prayer every day, man. Because if without prayer, where would we be?
Amen.
Hey,
I'll do that. I'll do that.
I'll see you guys later. It's Tamika Holmes. This is the Journey Podcast. Peace.
Thank you.
God bless you guys. Peace, Miss Ramsey. Peace, Mika.
God bless you.
Journey through my hardest times. Put my faith in God alone. Show me He always gonna provide. Still got sinful habits. I'm trying to replace. I'm trying to override. Still got sinful habits. I'm trying to replace. I'm trying to override. I'm still trying to override. Journey through my hardest times. Put my faith in God alone. Show me He always gonna provide. Still got sinful habits. I'm trying to replace. I'm trying to override. Still got sinful habits. I'm trying to replace. I'm trying to override.